At the beginning of the story, we see a politician woman named Ruma. She finished her work and called her son on the side of the road and tell him, "Where are you? I am waiting for you. Come quickly." From the other side of the phone, her son say, "Mom, wait a minute. I will be right back." So now he stands there and wait for her son. And just then, a man wearing a sheet traps her in the stomach. When Ruma takes out a gun to kill her, another man comes from behind and taps her, and Ruma dies there. A little later, her son comes there and sees who killed his mother and leaves her on the road. The boy starts crying for his mother there. Now, the question is, why was she killed and who killed her? To see this, we have to go to flashback. Here at the beginning, we see a man named Chugli. He comes with some people from the area to vandalize an office. After coming to the office, they all start destroying everything. In the meantime, the police suddenly arrive and everyone starts running away from there. There were 4 of them. Then the 4 friends run and hide in a banana plantation. And there we get to know the names of the 4 friends. Their names are Anand, Manu, Shaji and Madhav. At this time, Madhav called Chugli and asked if any of them had been caught. Chugli then said that no one had been caught, but their elder brother, their leader, had asked them to come to a place at night. This time at night they come to a club where we saw a person named Annie. Annie is the boss of all. He came and told the 4 of them that it was okay to vandalize, but why should we raise our hand on the people there? Madhav then replied, if someone comes in front of us while vandalizing, we will not be able to remove him and vandalize the office. So we have to beat them up too. After listening to them, Annie realized that they were quite brave boy. Now Annie offered the 4 of them beer. Those 4 have been hearing Annie's name for a long time but had never seen her directly. But today, they are very happy to see each other face to face. This time, 4 of them sit at the table and eat beer. Then Chugli comes and gives them money for today's work. Madhav takes the money and gives all the money to Monu because Monu really needs the money. After through this, we understand that their friendship is very deep. They can even give their lives for each other. After a long night, they all return to their respective homes. Then Madhav's mother starts scolding him a lot because he returned home late. He does not do any work and act hypocritical all day. So his mother tells him to think about the future because his father is no more. But at this time we see that Madhav does not listen to anything from his mother. And even she tells him to eat dinner, but Madhav goes to bed without eating. Madhav's mother worries a lot about all this. On the other hand, the next morning we see that everyone has come to the place where they regularly hang out. Madhav was sitting there and using his phone. Just then, Madhav sees a woman and her daughter there, and upon seeing them, he runs to them and takes them home on his bike. Seeing this, some people there say that he feels like he is having an affair with that girl. But then his friends say, "Hey brother, it's nothing like that." In fact, Madhav sees them as like his sister. On the other hand, we see that Annie and some of her people come to a house to meet someone at night. And then the politician woman named Ruma Devi comes out of that house. Ruma comes and tells Annie that some people in the village are not letting us work in that mountain. They are stopping us from doing so. If you need money, give them money or do something so that they not stop us there. The next day, when Chugli and his people are taking a car to that mountain, they saw Madhav and his friends on the road and he took them with him. Originally, Ruma Devi wanted to cut down the mountain and build a factory. But the people of that village did not want to let it happen. So everyone in the village started a movement there. After a while, Annie took everyone in a car to that village to remove the villager from there. As soon as he get out of the car, a man went to that village and started talking to him. That man knew Annie from a long time ago. He comes and told Annie, "Hey brother, if you had told me here, I would have come to meet you." Annie then said, "Hey, don't talk too much. Why are you obstructing the work?" The man then said, "Brother, the people of the village are protecting us from cutting down the hill." Annie then said, "We have taken permission from the government for this work. No one has the right to obstruct us there. We have to cut down the hill. So talk to those people and remove them from there." And Annie then added, "You will meet Rama Didi with your people in the evening. I will tell Didi about you. Be happy with whatever she gives you. And then I told you not to see me on this mountain." Then the man told Annie, "Brother, you go. I will talk to everyone and inform you." Annie said, "I am living here only for your word, and then I told you not to do anything like this again." Now, when Annie and her people are about to leave, everyone in the village tried to attack them. The villager comes in front of Annie and starts shouting loudly and asks Annie to get out from the car. And just then, Madhav comes and kicks one of them straight in the face. This led to a fierce fight between Madhav and his friends and the villager. They did not allow anyone to come near Annie's car. Madhav asked Annie to take their car and leave from there. Then they fight with everyone and left from there. Later at night, Ramadidi comes to meet them and say, "What did you do? Why did you go and beat the people of that place? They feel a complaint against you. Now the police are also looking for you. So do one thing, go somewhere and hide for a while. When everything is fine, I will let you know." Now Annie plans to take all of them and hide in the forest. They pay some money to a police checkpost and they all stop in a place in the forest and plan to stay there night. There are a lot of people, so everyone feed a fire there, eat something and lay down there. The next morning, Annie boy asked a boy to go get food. When the boy was leaving, he saw a policeman a little distance away. The policeman asked him, "Why did you go this way? There is anyone here?" The boy gets scared and said, "No sir, there is no one here." Hearing this, the policeman got a little suspicious. So they moved forward. Then the boy started playing the flutes. Hearing the sound, Annie and his men started running from there. But finally, they came across the police. They tried to escape from there, but the police did not let them escape. So then they start fighting with the police. Here a lot of fighting started between the police and them. The police initially wanted to arrest anybody, but Madhav and his friends helped Annie escape. So police brought their 4 friends to the police station. After bringing them to the police station, the police beat them a lot, but still they could not extract anyone from them. The next morning, the parents of the fourth come to the police station and they had to cry a lot to release them. They said, "There are children, leave them sir." Hearing this, the police officer got very angry and said, "Your son helped the terrorist escape. Now, we can't do anything. They will stay in the jail like this for the rest of their lives." The next night, we see Ramadevi giving money to the villageman and he also tells Annie to get the boys out from jail. That Annie brings the 4 of them out of the police station. After coming out the police station, the boy becomes more reckless, thinking that powerful people are with them. They always come home and doing party, spend time chatting and show off their power. Their life is exactly like that happens when you have a little power over your head in the youth. After a few days, a man named Mulli comes to meet Annie. He tells Annie, "This time the location is absolutely correct. Whatever need to do done, we have to do it quickly." After hearing Mulli's word, Annie finalizes the deal with them. When he returned home, he tells her friends Sunil everything. Annie says, "Today I finalized a big deal with Mulli." When Sunil asks what the deal is about, Annie reveals the whole story. He says there is an old factory in a place in Madurai. A lot of black money is hidden there. Annie told her friend, "If we get that black money, we will be a completely mess." Her friend got excited and said, "Then what's the delay? Let's go and get the money." Annie shook her head and said, "No, we can't do this job directly. We had to send someone, but who can we send?" Her friend thought for a moment and said, "You can tell Chugli and his people." Annie smiled and said, "Chugli is okay, but his people can't be trusted. This job is very dangerous, they can't do it." Her friends now asked wildly, "Then who can we send?" That time, Annie was silent for a while and said, "I'm thinking about those 4 boys." Her friend was surprised and said, No, they are still too young, they can't do this job." Annie smiled and said, "I know they are small, but remember, even though the chili is small, it is very spicy. So, I will let them do the job." The next day, the 4 boys were called to Annie's house. When they sat in front of Annie, Annie slowly explained everything. He said, "If you can do this job, you will get a lot of money. But remember, the job is very risky." The 4 boys are completely shocked after hearing Annie's words. They would not understand anything whether to do it or not. Then Annie claimed them down and said, "You think about it. I am giving you 2 days. You will decide and let me know." Then the boys come out of there. They only said, "Don't let anything else know about this." At nightfall, they gather in one place and start discussing the whole matter. At first, Madhav opposed the job and said, "No, it is not right to steal the money. It is very risky." But his friends knew that if this job could be done successfully, their lives would change. Lot of money, lots of opportunity. So they tried to convince Madhav again and again. After a long time, Madhav finally agreed. The next morning, they come to Annie and said, "We agree, we will do this job." But Madhav gives one condition. "We want to meet them first, those who had failed, and take this money and return. If we get information from them, our job would be easy." Actually, a group of people had gone to that factory in Madurai earlier to loot black money, but they returned unsuccessfully. Annie thought for a while and wrote down the names and address of 2 members of that team. The next day, they reached the 2 people as per the address. Madhav went ahead and said, "We are going to steal black money or 30 crores from that factory in Madurai. You can tell me what really happened to you." Hearing Madhav's word, the 2 boys also started talking slowly. They said, "We also went there once, but we couldn't bring the money because after going through the factory, we saw that there is no money there." Moreover, they had seen us. We somehow managed to skip with our lives. Madhav said confidently, "No, brother, there is money there. We have brought the whole news. If you help us a lot, then we can bring the money." One of them asked, "But if we help you, what will we get?" Madhav immediately said, "We will also give you a share of the commission we get. This is our final word." They looked each other and finally nodded their heads in agreement. And from here began the preparation for the biggest, risky and lucrative mission of their lives. The mission of steal black money worth 30 crore. They arrived near the old factory in Madurai in a car. Instead of going straight ahead, they parked the car on the side of the road a little way away. Then they slowly started moving toward the factory through the back road. One of them climbed over the wall and tried to see what was going on inside. It turned out that there were still many people inside. So they sat quietly under the wall and waited. After a while, when the people left in the car, they climbed over the wall and entered inside. As soon as they crossed the wall, suddenly a few dogs came in front. Madhav said to his friend, "Take the biscuit out of the bag. I will feed them to calm them down." But his friend said, "I ate the biscuit on the way to the road." The dogs now started barking loudly and chasing them. They all ran away, the dogs chasing them from behind. Somehow they managed to stop one dog, but in a bid to escape, Madhav killed another dog with an iron rod. Suddenly the factory watchman heard the noise and came there and saw them. They quickly caught the watchman, tied him to a chair, gagged him, and then entered and started looking for the money. After much searching, they found an underground room inside the factory. Then went down and saw many large luggage and boxes all over the room. When they opened one of the boxes, their eyes widened and it was full of bundle of money. They are shocked and excited to see so much money together. Everyone started filling the bags together, but the bags couldn't hold all the money. So they spared a large cloth and started arranging the money on it. Finally, they took all the money and somehow got back to the car. But when they got to the car, they thought it's all over because they saw from a distance a police patrol car was searching their car. So they hid away and waited. When the police left, they quickly got into the car. But a new problem, the car wouldn't start. Everyone was panicking. After trying for a while, the car finally started and they quickly left from there. But after a few minutes, they realized an unknown car was following them. They couldn't understand who they were. How did they get the news? As they increased their speed, the car didn't leave them behind entire. Their fear grew even more. Finally, they planned to go to a different road and evade the car. They went to another desert area, turned off the car and hid quickly, so that no one would notice. After a while, Madhav called Inibai and told them everything. "Brother, we bought all the money, but some people chase us. They want to snatch this money. Who are they? We don't understand anything." Ini said, "Hey, where are you? Send me the location. I am arriving right now." After hanging up the phone, Madhav started discuss with his friend. He said, "How much risk did we take for this money? How much effort did we put in? So after Inibai come, first we have to settle down the commission matter." His friends also agreed. Everyone decided, first we will get the commission money, then we will give them the rest. The next morning, the factory owner arrived at the old factory with the police. There they began to interrogate the watchman. They assumed without any evidence that he was involved in the crime. As a result, merciless torture began. The watchman cried and said, "Sir, I don't know anything. I didn't even know there was money here." Meanwhile, he reached the place as per the location sent by the boys to collect the money. But when he went there, he saw that the boys were not willing to pay the money. The boys said directly, "We have worked hard. First give us the commission, then we will pay the money." Annie was surprised to hear this, since when they have been calculating, he explained, "This money must reach the client first. When the money comes from there, I will pay you the commission. That is the rule." After much persuasion, the boys agreed. They handed the money over to Annie and he returned home. That night, everyone sat down to eat at Saji's house. The next day, they came to Annie's warehouse to collect the commission money. Annie said with a smile, "You have done a great job. You have also worked hard, so you will get it well." Just then Rama Didi, her son Rahul, and a few people appeared there. Rama Didi said, "I will give you 10 lakhs rupees because the money you bought was not the much money." Hearing the word, Madhav calmly said, "Okay, madam." But there was approximately 30 crore rupees in the factory. Annie then stood next to her and said, "Didi, they have really worked hard, so they should be given a good amount." Rama Didi thought for a while and said, "Okay, then I will give you 20 lakhs. But then Madhav said, "Madam, we six did the job together. Our lives could have been lost and we have decided we will never do such a job again. So you have to pay each of us 50 lakhs. Hearing this, Rama Didi get angry. "No, I cannot give so much money. You are not alone. I have also given my people. I have given you the location. That is why you are able to bring the money. Take what I am giving you. Go away. Hearing such negligent words from his mouth, the boys became very angry. They started protesting. Just then, Ramadidi's son Rahul, alone with his people, attacked the boys. Everyone started beating them. Annie came forward and tried to control the situation. They told the boys, "You guys leave here now." The boys left without saying anything else, but there was fire in their eyes, anger and humiliation in their heart. They were not accepting this humiliation at all. They went out with stake in hand to take revenge for the injustice done to Rahul. They searched for Rahul and his friend here and there, but they were nowhere to be seen. After a while, they saw Rahul and his friends car driving down the road. Without a moment's hesitation, they ran straight and surrounded the car. Then they started smashing the car's windows and dragged everyone inside out and started beating them like crazy. No one was spared. They were beaten in such a way their arms and legs were broken, and Rahul was beaten so much that his whole body was covered in blood. A crowd of people gathered around. Many took out their mobile phones and started recording the entire incident, but no one dared to come forward and stop them. After beating everyone mercilessly, they rode their bike and escaped from there. Rahul's condition is very critical. His mother comes to the hospital and asks in tears, "How is my son now? Will he survive?" Annie's friend says in a distant voice, "The condition of his hand is very bad. The doctor says that the entire hand may have to be amputated." Ramadevi gets angry and tells Annie, "They have broken my son's hand and feet. I don't want to go through all this trouble anymore. You give them the money. This accident is over." Then 4 boys comes to Annie to get the money. Annie calmly says, "Didi has sent the money for you, and no action will be taken against you." Madhav smiled a little and said, "They can't do anything against us, because if the police catch us, we will tell everything. That money, Ramadevi, and everyone's name will be come up. Then everyone will be trapped." Annie then just say with a light smile, "Okay, you come tomorrow morning. I will give you the money then." After finishing the conversation, they got on their bike and left from there. The next morning, Madhav and his friend decided that they would go to Shaji's house today because they had to talk about money. But when they got there, they found that Shaji was not at home. He went to the market to sell vegetables with his mother in the morning. They headed straight to the market to meet Shaji. They were riding their bike on the road when suddenly a big truck came from in front and hit them in the blind spot. Everything stopped in an instant. A loud noise, and within seconds, the 2 friends died on the spot. Madhav and Shaji could not believe it when they heard this news. In an instant, their world turned upside down. Both of them could not hold back their tears. In a state of shock, they ran to Annie. Annie explained a lot to them, consoled them. He said, "Your friends are not here today, but you must be strong. There are many better left in the life." Meanwhile, the 2 boys from Madurai also arrived, who had helped them with their money matters in the beginning. When they arrived and saw Madhav, he said in a dry voice, "Brother, we didn't come here for money. We come here for our friend. They had become like our friends, and now they are gone." Everyone's eyes got wet upon hearing this. Shaji cried and said, "They have left us. It feels like someone has torn everything from my heart." The boy slowly said in the ear of Madhav, who was sitting with his head down, "Brother, you come Madurai. If you stay here, you will always remember them. Even if we do small work there, we can be together." Madhav wiped his eyes and slowly nods, "Yes, brother, we will come Madurai very soon." The next morning, Madhav and Shaji reached Annie to get the money. Annie handed over the bag and said in a clean voice, "Here is 3 crores. First deliver it to the families of those who died, and you divided the rest among yourself." Madhav stood silently with the bag in his hand. He said slowly, "Brother, first we go to Madurai. We will go there and hand it over their share to the families of our 2 friends. Then we will return and distribute the rest of everyone." Annie shook his head. Both of them got into the car with the bag in his hand and set off the road to Madurai. The car was moving, but the silence around it felt heavy. No one was talking inside the car. There was only the marked sound of breathing. Suddenly they saw a few black cars were following them from behind. Madhav's chest heaved. "Shaji, they are here again." The car slowly entered the mud road. Suddenly the car shook and got stuck in the mud. Without a moment's hesitation, they dropped his bags and started running from their lives. A few people were running behind them with sharp axes, knives, and sticks in their hands. While running, Shaji suddenly stopped. A sharp axe came from behind and hit them in the back. He fell to the ground, covered in blood. Madhav shouted, "Shaji!" But there was nothing else to do. To save his life, he ran to a nearby abandoned place. All he could see in front of him, his only surviving friend was brutally hacked to death. Before his eyes, one by one, all his friends died. Madhav sat down in a corner. His chest was bursting with tears, pain and helplessness. All he could say was, "It's all over, it's all over." Covering his face with his bloody hands, he walked toward a drug alloy. In that alloy, he meets with Chugli. Chugli said in surprise, "You are here? The police are looking for you. Everyone is saying, 'Did you kill your friend?'" On hearing this, Madhav's eyes turned red. He picked up the knife he had near him and held it to Chugli's chest. "Shall I kill my friends? They were closer to me than my own life. Tell me the truth. Weren't you behind this?" Chugli, throbbing with fear, confessed everything. "Not me, brother, not me. Annie and Rama did it all. They wanted no one to have to pay. So they planned and killed you one by one." Hearing this, fears lit up Madhav's eye. Only one word was in his head. "Now it's time to change." After knowing the whole truth, Madhav turned into a fire, burning with anger, pain, and the fire of revenge. He rushed to a construction site because Annie was there. As soon as he reached there, Madhav didn't wait any longer. He jumped straight on Annie, but Annie was too strong. He started attacking Madhav in return. A bloody fight started between the two. Annie kept beating Madhav and he was covered in blood. But Madhav did not give up because this fight is not for just about life and death. It is about revenge, revenge of his friends. Suddenly, Madhav took a knife laying nearby and started attacking Annie. Repeatedly. Annie's chest started getting pierced by the knife. Finally, Annie fell there, silent, dead. Meanwhile, Annie's other friend came there and started looking for her. Suddenly, seeing Madhav covered in blood in front of him, he got scared. But Madhav was not in a position to leave anyone after all this. He grabbed her hand with a knife and started hitting her in such a way. It seems that her entire hand was stabbed. But he did not kill her. He left her alive and left from there. Next morning, someone calls Ramadevi and informs him Annie and his men are dead. And now Madhav is coming toward you. Be careful. Hearing this news, Ramadevi also panics. At night, Madhav meets the two boys who are with him earlier. They say, "Brother, we want to go with you. Let's finish Ramadevi too." But Madhav keeps quiet and says, "My friends owe everything to me. Now I don't want to lose anyone. I will take revenge on my friends alone." Saying this, he leaves alone. After a while, he goes and finds Ramadevi. Ramadevi was coming down after finishing the gym. Madhav is about to attack him. Just then, a speeding car comes and hits Madhav straight in the face. There was no one else in the car at that time, only Chugli. And in that accident, Madhav died on the spot. On hearing this news, the two boys ran to the spot. They saw Madhav's body soaked in blood, silent. He was their true friend, even though he had been for a short time. They couldn't stop crying. Now, the two friends them decided. The revenge of the friends must be completed. Now only Ramadevi alive. He must be died. Then the movie takes up back to the very beginning of the movie. Two boys are sitting on the side of the road with their clothes whipped around them. Fire in their eyes, revenge in their mind. As soon as Ramadevi came out, one of them picked up a knife and stabbed him directly in the stomach. Another one started stabbing him repeatedly. Finally, Ramadevi also collapsed there. The revenge was completed. In the last scene, we see the two boys have returned to their village. They have printed out large pictures of all their friends together and hang them in the village. Because friendship is not limited to just being alive. Memories and love live on forever. And the movie ends with those memories.